We're going to dive into our first story because we have many stories today. It's all about the new Pope, Pope Leo XIV.
Right. So Chicago-born American Robert Prevost has been elected Pope under the name Pope Leo XIV. So he is 69 years old. First American to be elected the leader of the Catholic Church. This is very significant because the Vatican has held a long-standing opposition to a U.S. Pope, but of course that's changed as of now.
Yes.
So in the afternoon on Thursday local time, you saw that very symbolic white smoke billowing from the chimney of the Sistine Chapel, and followers, pilgrims, some 50,000 people who had gathered at St. Peter's Square cheering.
Right.
And Cardinal Prevost, now Pope, was chosen on the second day of voting, fairly quick after the fourth ballot, and that's because during one of the pre-conclave meetings that we know now, the cardinals agreed that a new Pope needed to be capable of being a bridge and a guide for a disoriented humanity marked by the crisis of the world order.
Yes. So what do we know about the new Pope?
Right. He was born in Chicago, but he actually has not only American background, but Latin American background. So he moved to Peru in his earlier career as a priest, and also acquired Peruvian nationality. And he served as a priest there for a long time, where he became the bishop, archbishop, and cardinal. He's fondly remembered locally as a figure who worked with marginalized communities and, again, helped build bridges. That was also a phrase from his speech. Pope Francis, late Pope Francis, he actually promoted the Cardinal Prevost, now Pope, through several ranks, bishop, archbishop, then cardinal. In terms of his views, he's viewed as a minor reformist. Prevost is believed to have shared Francis's view, especially when it came to migrants, the underprivileged, and the environment. And also, while he was serving as cardinal, Prevost publicly criticized the Trump administration's deportation of the U.S. resident to El Salvador, and also flat out said that Vice President J.D. Vance is wrong, and said that Jesus does not ask us to rank our love for others.
The U.S. is famous for some unusual lawsuits, so we call that word litigious, right? And this one involves yet another fast food franchise.
Fast food franchises, because perhaps their popularity, they're open to a lot of lawsuits. And another legal term, a frivolous lawsuit. A lot of the time, the lawsuits get what's called thrown out of the court. The judge basically says, no. It's kind of ridiculous. However, Burger King, their famous Whopper, actually facing a federal lawsuit for false advertisement.
Oh, really?
I know. We've all seen this, whether it be this particular restaurant chain or really any food establishment. You look at the picture, you order the thing, you unwrap the thing, and you're like,
that
really?
Looks nothing
really?
like
Where's that lettuce? So that's what happened. And 19 people in Florida felt that way. They sued Burger King, claiming that it misled customers by falsely advertising not only the Whopper, but other menu items. And they got specific because you do need to show proof that the advertisement, the photos in the advertisement, they were 35% larger with more meat than the actual burger size. So there were measurements taken. According to the lawsuit, the customers want money earned from the alleged false advertising, and also for the company to correct this deceptive behavior. Burger King denied the claims, saying that basically it was stylistic, that the photographers styled the sandwiches more beautifully than the workers might in the restaurants. But this is important, reasonable customers, that basically you should be smart enough to know. They should know that the photos may be different. They might look more appetizing. And it actually tried to get the lawsuit dismissed. But the judge said the allegations go beyond mere exaggeration or puffery. So it's moving forward.
I'm sure we've all had experiences, where we're like, this is that?
It's like, where is it really?
Right. So it seems like there have been similar lawsuits before, correct?
Right. And again, we've all felt this. You open a bag of chips and you're like, where are the chips? Like, where are they? This happened in 2022 alone. 214 lawsuits filed against food companies. And a lot of them are those, quote unquote, the air or nitrogen filled bags. Most of them, again, are dismissed. Similar suit, there's a Subway, the sandwich franchise suit going on in Brooklyn right now. Companies, though, they often settle. They reach a settlement instead of spending, because time and money and publicity. They definitely don't want that. And here's what's really interesting. Again, we're seeing huge trends of hundreds of lawsuits. Why? social media. Because normally when we were kids, you open a package of burgers and you're like, that's so different.
Yes.
You just eat it. But what do you do now? Snap,
Photo.
post. And that encourages others to share the same. And yeah, so on and so forth. And also, inflation. Because things are way more expensive.
True.
We feel more entitled to at least what's kind of being advertised.
Yeah, you want to
Yeah.
get your money's worth.
Right.
That's true. Okay, some people have standing desks at work or school because we all, we've heard this, right? Sitting for a long time, prolonged period of time is not good for you. But question is this, is standing for a long time good for you?
I can answer from experience because
Yes.
when I teach, I'm also standing.
Uh-huh.
No. All right. So an American YouTuber, Lucas Ball, who goes by Pygmy, he experimented this himself. Extreme. Not sitting for 1 week.
How did he sleep?
He slept. He slept. But here are the rules.
Aside from
He would lie down for exactly 8 hours at night. But then the rest of the time, he needed to be upright, standing. This includes, by the way, going to the bathroom. He stood above the toilet. I really hope he doesn't have roommates or, So,
Yeah.
Also, he didn't sit in the car. So he kind of squatted. He didn't drive, obviously, but he would squat over the seat. So Ball, who's 34 years old, said, well, prolonged sitting and lack of physical activity, they've been correlated with obesity and a cluster of obesity-related conditions. So he wanted to test it out and see how his body would respond.
So now I'm very curious. How successful was he?
So he said he was way more productive at work and he felt, healthier until day 3.
Day 3 hit. What happened?
작심삼일 is there for a reason. It's so scientific. Stuff hit him. Legs, feet, sore, tired, slacked posture. Also extremely hungry.
Because he was
He's
standing.
burning more calories. Right. So eventually, because his leg hurt so much,
Yes.
he couldn't really sleep well. So he would spend hours tossing and turning and trying to
Right.
stretch them. So he actually things got so bad, he didn't last 1 week. He stopped at day 5. On day 5.
Wow.
Interesting results on his body, though. It was worse for his upper back because, again, he couldn't keep himself completely upright. So he had developed this slouched shoulder, like rounded
Standing.
shoulders,
Okay.
and kind of a 거북목, like a forward neck.
Sure.
But his gluteus maximus, aka his butt, was more prominent. Because he did gain more muscle,
Oh.
so it had a lifting effect.
Okay.
However, his hips, knees, they ached. He said he gained a pound because he was eating so much.
Oh, because he felt so
He
hungry.
felt so hungry, exactly. And he also said it was kind of a form of a distraction checks out. I do distract myself by eating too. So researchers, they do
Yes.
recommend standing for at least 2 to 4 hours during the workday because yes, once again, prolonged sitting is not good for you. But again, everything in moderation. And I heard even sitting, like you shouldn't sit still in one position for a prolonged amount of time. So
Yes.
slouching slightly
Is okay.
and then sit back up.
Yeah. Good. All right. For a final story, a British man managed to get free food at McDonald's for almost a month. And this is a news story, so we can say
Oh,
it.
sorry. It's almost a year.
A year?
A year. Which
That
is
makes it like
even more
even-
astounding.
how?
Don't do this.
Okay.
Don't do this. But
We need to calm down.
this
How?
British man
Yes.
used AI, ChatGPT, to trick McDonald's out of free coupons and vouchers. So if you eat at fast food restaurants, any one of them, they give you receipts and there's usually like a survey at the
Yes.
end of the receipt. When you
Okay.
do this, they give you some coupon codes or something like you can get a free cookie or whatever. This guy had ChatGPT craft a very detailed, exaggerated complaint. And then he submitted it.
Okay.
As a result, sometimes if you have a complaint, they will offer you free vouchers as an apology.
Wow.
Yeah. So after that, he would go to a different location. Repeat. And he would even just pick up a used receipt or unclaimed receipt from the trash or from tables. And basically, because sometimes, depending on the branch manager, because it's up to their discrepancy, he wouldn't get a free coupon.
Okay.
Then he would tweak it. He would have ChatGPT tweak it
Okay.
and make it bad enough that it prompts a free coupon. So he did this for 9 months, almost a year, before the local McDonald's branch caught wind of it. And they put up signs in the restaurant urging customers to leave positive reviews because that affects the store's rating. And it's a corporate franchise.
Okay.
So they likely suffered due to the excessively negative reviews. And this man, he basically boasted about it online. He goes by the nickname Gage and has a podcast and basically told everybody how to do this. And he claims it's harmless.
Is it though?
I know. Is it? Because, I mean, fine, large corporations, but...
What about the franchisees, though?
Exactly. And this could put workers out of work. And because if the negative feedback mounts, they can also get negative points from the corporation. So really, is it harmless? Yeah.
I don't know. Well, thank you for going over all the waggly news from all around the world. And we'll definitely check in with you on Monday. Thank you, Haley.
Have a great Friday night.